It's been about a year since I've been to the dunes up in Central California, as well as the San Luis Obispo area where Morro Rock is located. I was out there last January on a trip with a few friends, and I mean, it was love at first sight. I wish I had more time to actually shoot there because it just went by so fast, and I've only got 2 hands, hence why I'm traveling up there. Check, check. All right, so we are officially on the road. This year I'm hoping to go create some more content. I have a little bit more of a game plan this time around since I know what to expect. I'm excited to go back to Morro Rock. That is like one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. I know I say that a lot about a few different places, but if you've ever seen that rock in person, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't think any pictures or video can really do it justice. I can stare at that rock formation all day, and I plan on doing that tomorrow. I have some new gear that I want to test out. Since picking up the FX3, I've just wanted to just create movies. That is like one of the most amazing cinematic cameras. It has so much power, and when you combine that camera body with G Master lens, oof, man, it is tough to beat. I love seeing everything that comes out of that camera. The other camera that I upgraded to was the Sony A9III. The quality coming out of that camera is just so crisp. For a lot of these short form videos that I'm creating, I like to shoot in a color profile. It just eliminates some of the work that goes into like color grading. A lot of times I'm on like really quick turnarounds, so I try to build in my color profile so that I have very, very small adjustments that need to be made in post-production. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys as well. Buckle up, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do some long exposures, some compressed shots, some cool slow shutter drag, compressed aerial shots. We're really gonna rip through a bunch of content, and I couldn't be more excited. But first, we embark on a 4.5-hour drive up to the central coast of California. Here we go. We made it. So many cool textures here at the spot. It's exactly how I remember it. The shadows are looking good. It's not too windy. I was a little concerned because it was pretty windy on the drive up, but pretty mellow here. There's some clouds in sight behind me. So if those decide to stick around, I might get some color. I'm gonna go find a spot to set up, and I think the first thing I'm gonna do is probably send the drone. Let's get it. Okay, so we are getting ready to send the drone. The lighting is looking really good right now. I like to always fly with some kind of filter, especially a CPL. I have the newer CPL filter. All right, let's get this bird in the air. Okay, so now we're in the air. The sky is looking pretty good. So whenever I fly in windy settings, I like to get all my shots upwind first. That way when the battery is running low and the drone starts yelling at me, it's just easier to come back with the wind than it is to come back against the wind. I learned that the hard way, and I barely made it back in time before the thing landed, so learned my lesson. Just a quick tip for you guys. Obviously, when it's windy like this, or there's sand and there's no concrete, it's probably best to hand catch your drone. Obviously, you're not gonna wanna kick up sand. You don't wanna get like debris all up in your propellers. So here's how I do it. All right, so what you're gonna wanna do is put the drone in front of you so you can actually like see where it is. It's easier to just walk up to it. So drop it here, just about head height. I'm gonna put my hand underneath the sensor, and the drone is gonna think that that is a flat surface for it to land on, AKA it's going to think that it's the ground. So I'm gonna hold the descend stick down. It's gonna then wait for a little bit, and as I continue holding down, it'll finally drop. So here we go. So right now, I'm holding down, making sure I'm staying underneath the drone at all times. Keep your eye on it. Boom. And then when it starts to descend, it'll beep. Just catch that bad boy. And that's it. One thing that just really stoked me out is that it looks like there's a moonrise that's gonna happen. It's coming up through the clouds over here in the mountains. So I'm gonna break down, and I'm going to walk over there and get my Sony 200 lens out, and let's see what we can capture over there. All right, so just walked back to the van. I think it was a pretty successful sunset. You didn't see a lot of colors, but cool to grab all those textures. And now I'm just emptying all the sand out of my boots. Oh, other one. Oh. Took a little bit of the dunes back with me, but there you go. Shout out to Columbia for the boots. Next stop, I'm gonna go grab some food. There's this really good fish taco place locally, and haven't stopped thinking about it since last year. So I'm gonna go stop there, grab some tacos, maybe a burrito, and then I'm headed to the campsite. Overall, solo mission success. See you in a bit.
I got the 70-200 at 200 millimeters. And now I got this really nice shot here, focusing on the rock in the background. And I got the surfer walking through, getting ready to paddle out. Really nice cinematic. I'm shooting at 4K, 24 frames. So my shutter speed is at 50, f-stop's at 4.5, ISO's at 800, and I've got ND filters on to the 5th stop. Using different lenses out here for different compositions is crucial when it comes to just creating the art you're looking to create. And in a place like this, I really like compressed shots because of how large this rock is. From about 3 miles down the beach, you can still see it. And if you're shooting on a telephoto lens, the compression gives you the ability to bring that rock closer to your subject in the foreground, and it can really help just add that element of scale to your image. For the different long exposures, I like shooting more of that mid-range, that 24 to 70. You're still allowed to get some compression with the 70 millimeter, but for me, anything that's closer up, I really enjoy shooting like a 35 millimeter focal length. This spot is a really unique location to shoot sunrise because when the sun comes up over those hills, you're just seeing the light hit the rock differently. Like seeing the back end of the rock being lit up and then the middle of it, you're able to get more textures with the light hitting off of certain parts of it. So another reason I like it is for the leading lines. The way that the ocean waves line up. I mean, there's just miles and miles of ocean on this one stretch of beach. And when you're shooting it from the air, you can just see those lines of waves, and they create just such a nice curve that goes straight into the rock. So that's another unique part about this spot. Creating cinematic reels for me to share on social media is all about simplicity. I'm a firm believer in the saying less is more. And from a cinematic standpoint, simplicity is what makes your footage the most cinematic, in my opinion. I think it takes more skill to shoot cinematic footage. It takes great knowledge to understand your equipment that you're using. And for me, I just try to keep it simple. It's all about simplicity. I love shooting video on a slow shutter. Capturing that dragged motion just gives the scene so much more drama, in my opinion. I think it gives the scene more emotion, just a little bit more oomph. It gives it more pizzazz. There's something so cinematic and simple to it that just gives you that added look, and it just feels like you're watching a movie every time you see that.
That is a wrap on sunset at Morro Rock. We got some slow shutter. We got a nice sunset. Can't ask for a better evening.
If you're a photographer and you're looking to revisit a familiar place, I mean, I'd say go for it. The familiarity is going to help you just stay creative. Keep looking for new things to shoot, new ideas to create. And if it ends up being in a place that you enjoy, I mean, that's just the best case scenario, right? All right, guys, thanks for joining me on this trip up to the Central Coast of California. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Adorama TV. We'll see you next time.